Welcome to Business Builder Radio, sponsored by Texas Business Buyers, where we talk about your life and your business and getting the most out of both. Here's your host, Clint Fiore.
Hello, welcome to Business Builder Radio, where we talk about your life and your business and getting the most out of both. I'm your host, Clint Fiore. I am a certified value builder, a certified business appraiser. Basically, I help people take over the world. That's what I like to tell people. I love entrepreneurs. I love business owners. I love the risks they take, the dreams that they have. I love seeing people succeed, grow their lives, prosper within their communities, and make a positive difference on the world. I think that being a business owner is a gift. I think that it's a God-given gift to this world. I think that businesses leave behind a business done right creates all kinds of wealth, creates all kinds of jobs, creates all kinds of prosperity for a nation, and there's nothing wrong with making a buck along the way, making profit, and that profit is one of the great motivators to just treat people well and have a good society that works and have the prosperity we enjoy here in this nation. So it's my pleasure to be with you. I want to help you along the way. I have a company called Texas Business Buyers. I help people buy and sell businesses. A typical situation for me is I will find a business owner that has been building a business for 10, 20, 30 years, and they will be ready to retire but won't have someone to take over their business. So maybe this is a common situation. Maybe they sent their kids off to college, they were successful in their business, and their kids went off to college and then became doctors or went into other professions, and there's nobody to take over the business when the owner wants to retire. But they've got a very profitable business, and I can help them. I can help them get their business where it's not so much wrapped around the owner anymore. So we can maximize the business, we can modernize the business, we can systematize the business. I can help with that. And then we can package the business so it's attractive to a buyer. And then when you're ready, Texas Business Buyers, we have hundreds of qualified cash-in-hand buyers that are looking to buy profitable Texas-based businesses. And we will make connections to those buyers. We will confidentially market your business. So you're not just... You can never slap a sign that's for my business is for sale, because that would run off your customers and your employees and everything else. It would scare people. So we have to market in a very confidential way, and then nobody gets details on the business until they're qualified and behind non-disclosures and all that. So we'll talk about that process throughout the shows. I don't want to spend too much time talking about my business because we're here to talk about your business and growing your business. So today's going to be another educational show. We have been talking about sales. We have been talking about marketing. We have been talking about technology. Today, I would like to talk about customer service. Customer service is so important. I cannot emphasize that too much. Now, just a brief refresher. I want you to think about your customers, people that spend money with you for your products or your services of your business. These should be the most important people in the world to you as a business owner. Your customers and your employees, they should just be so important to you. Now, I want to briefly define sales and marketing because I think those often get confused. So imagine your business is basically held up. It's a three-legged stool, and the thing that makes it stand up are the three legs of sales, marketing, and customer service. Now, we've talked about the first two. Often, I think sales and marketing get confused, but I define marketing as anything you do as a business that makes people aware of you and gets people interested in you and your products or services. So basically, marketing is all the things that get people in the door. And that getting people in the door could be getting through your physical door, or that could be getting them to call you. That could be getting them to visit your website. All those things are getting them, quote unquote, in the door. That's marketing. Sales is once they've come through the door, once they've raised their hand, once they've called in, once they've visited the site, and then they've indicated that they're aware of you and they're interested in learning more about you. Sales is guiding that prospect through a series of steps to a desired outcome. And typically sales are thought of as it's guiding someone through, the 4 steps I described on the first show. You build rapport, you present the problem, you present an opportunity to solve that problem, and then you close the deal. Now, that is what a lot of us think about when we think about a successful deal in business is, all right, we got paid. All right, we closed the deal. Now what? Customer service is now what? And guys, I just want you to know, you are never, ever done. When you close a deal and you're a small business person, that really is just one step of an endless loop. Okay? The closing of the deal is not the end. Because the closing of the deal should be a beginning of a further relationship. If you think of your customers as, instead of thinking of it as a line that starts from they've never heard about me to wow, they just paid me for my product or service, and that was the start and that was the finish. That is the wrong way to think about your customers. The right way to think about it is a circle. Okay, kind of like when you get married, you give your wife or your husband a ring, right? It's a circle, and it represents a never-ending loop. And you don't give your husband or wife a metal stick, right? You give them a ring. It's not going to start and finish. It says we're together forever. Now, how this relates to you as a business is, so you've got someone interested in you. You've got them all the way through the marketing and sales process, and you've got them a deal. But now, customer service is where you're going to keep them a customer for life, keep them coming back, and get them referring their friends and family and others to your business. Now, did you know it is 10 times more expensive to get a new customer than to let one go that's an existing customer? Take care of your customers. Let them keep coming back. You cannot. It's so hard to put a price tag on losing people with bad customer service, but it will cripple your business, and we're going to quantify that after the break here in a little bit. But let's tell a quick customer service story. I put on my Facebook page last night, I just asked for customer service stories, and I got so many of them. I'm going to share some good ones, share some bad ones. Hopefully we'll laugh and cry and make fun of and high five some companies along the way. But, I just want to quickly share one my wife told me. She went to a spa and had a wonderful experience in Fredericksburg. I don't want to say the name of the spa because there's kind of some pros and cons here. She had a really great experience, but she almost left before she got a chance to get her hot stone massage, and she had this amazing masseuse and they did all this pampering of her. But at the front desk when she walked in was someone who just kind of had the attitude of almost like this stuck up, like almost why are you here type of attitude that was not welcoming and was not friendly. And when we were talking about service, we were driving to San Antonio this weekend, and she was sharing this story, and she summed it up. She said, when you're a spa, you have one job, and that is you have to make people feel amazing. That's your whole job as a spa. That's all you got to do. Just make people feel amazing. Make people feel wonderful. And if that person, the first person when you call and try to book an appointment and get in that door, if they're not just falling all over themselves just to make you feel amazing, like you're the most important person in the world, you're going to lose to other spas. You're just going to lose those customers. And she persevered because she had a gift card, so she wasn't going to go anywhere else. But had she not had the gift card, she would have probably went somewhere else, missed out on that great opportunity with that great massage. So right up front, people that answer the phones, make sure they are people. We're going to go to a quick break. We're going to come back with some great customer service stories here on Business Builder Radio.
Thinking of starting a new business? Why not buy one instead? 80% of new business startups fail within 5 years. But if you buy an established business, you turn the odds of success in your favor. TexasBusinessBuyers.com is the place to go to find profitable, Texas-based small businesses for sale. Whether you're looking to buy a business, sell a business, or just want to know what your business is really worth today, talk to the experts at Texas Business Buyers. Visit TexasBusinessBuyers.com or call 210-774-6800. That's 210-774-6800.
Welcome back to Texas Business Buyers. We're talking about your life and your business and getting the most out of both. Today is the Customer Service Show. We are talking about customer service, making people feel amazing, making people feel loved, creating a relationship with your customers so they're not just a one-time transaction, but they're a friend for life and they're a referral source for life. That is what you want to have a successful company. And businesses that have world-class customer service will grow 4 times faster than one that has not good customer service. And if you have negative customer service, it is a death blow to your business. So we're going to share customer service stories and hopefully some tips along the way that will help you improve your customer service at your business. So like I said, I am active on social media. You can find me in a lot of places, but one of my favorites, if you want to just follow my business, if you go to facebook.com/TexasBusinessBuyers, you can see our Facebook page. I'm also, if you would just search for me, Clint Fiore, it's Fiore. You can find my personal page. You're welcome to follow me or friend me on there. I love connecting to entrepreneurs on social media, and I'm also on LinkedIn and many other things. Anyways, back to customer service stories. I put out a message that I was looking for customer service stories on my Facebook page last night and got a lot of good ones in. Let's talk about Lowe's. I think Lowe's deserves some calling out right now on both positive and negative. It's funny because I got people mentioning Lowe's. One person was saying anytime they go to return something, Lowe's makes it just ridiculously easy to return things. And I've had that experience as well. That is really awesome. When you go in and they're able to just figure it out when you bought it, get you squared away, get you your money back without any hassle and trying to, make it super hard to get your money back. I think that's great. And I hear that from several people about Lowe's. Our local Lowe's, however, has also gotten some negative points. I've heard several stories of people just getting no service when they actually are ready to buy something. So customer service isn't just after the sale, it can be before the sale. It's how you treat people. It's how people feel when they interact with your company is what creates your customer service experience. I have a friend that's a local contractor. He was at the local Lowe's trying to buy some siding for a project. And you got to keep in mind, this guy, Dusty, he is constantly doing projects on people's homes. He works on my homes. He just painted my office. He does tons of stuff. Dusty Block, Kerr County Fix It. Quick shout out. Hey, Dusty. How's it going? Great guy. Anyways, he spends, hundreds of dollars a week, sometimes thousands of dollars a week at home improvement stores getting supplies. And Dusty has this trademark, kind of shaggy haircut. He's this cool, good-looking young guy, but he's a contractor. And I don't think I'm going to harp on this throughout the show, but never judge a book by its cover, okay? Because Dusty spends a lot of money in these stores. And the other day, he was trying to get some siding, and he was at Lowe's, and the siding he wanted had 7 pieces of 3/4-inch plywood stacked on top of it, and he just needed to get to it so he could buy it. He was going to spend, $2,000 or $3,000 on siding, and he asked 3 people to help him get it. Not one of them wanted to help him, and he ended up having to leave and go across the street to the Big Orange store, to Home Depot, where they were able to help him out, get him the siding he needed. And then, you got to think, what does that mean? That means not only did they miss a $2,500 sale, but does that mean he's more likely or less likely to go to them in the future? And when you think of customer service, I don't want you to just think of one-time transactions. I want you to think of lifetime customer value. So what is the value of having a contractor like Dusty come to your home improvement store versus the others? Well, you multiply how much does he spend every year, every month, by how many years is he going to be in this industry, and if you have a customer service experience that is better than the other store, you have the odds of getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue from this one individual. And you never know how far just a little bit of kindness can go and a little bit of help can go. And in today's day and age, when a lot of people aren't competing on price anymore because there's so much information out there on, okay, I can get this thing for a few pennies less over here, or a few pennies more over here. But, everybody's got very similar product offerings. Service is everything. Service is everything. So have good service. I want to brag on a good story. Ed Doyle, the owner of A+1 Transmission in Ingram, Texas. They fixed my wife's car this week. I guess it was last week because it's Monday. It's one of those things that nobody likes to take their car in for repairs, and you have a lot of choices when you're going through repairs. And for me, my relationship with my mechanic is very important because I don't know jack about fixing cars. And so when a mechanic comes to me and they're like, hey, your rotary girder's at 3 o'clock and it should be at 5 o'clock, I'm just like cross-eyed. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. And I have to just be like, okay, whatever you say, boss. And if it's $500, it's $500, and there's a high level of trust that has to go on here. And so when I'm first investigating a mechanic shop, I always like to shop things around and make sure that I'm getting the same story at multiple places. But once I have a level of trust, I can kind of carry that through and just trust all my vehicles are going to go through one shop once I've got that trust established. Ed Doyle, A+1 Transmission, has been working on my cars for many, many years. We had a problem last week. They fixed my wife's Odyssey, had some motor mounts go out and had to be replaced. They got them replaced under warranty for us, took care of it for just the cost of labor. And when we got the car back, we were happy to have it fixed. But all of a sudden, we found we had coolant all over the floor of our garage. And we're like, what the heck's going on here? And we didn't know what was happening. We have kids. I was out of the house working, and I called in. They sent somebody out, helped my wife out. They went and picked up the car from our garage. They took it, and they discovered that when they were replacing those motor mounts, they had accidentally poked a hole in the radiator. So what did they do? They took it from my house to the shop. They pulled the radiator. They gave us a brand new radiator free of charge. And then they brought us the car back, and we didn't miss a beat on what we had to do, so they worked around our schedule. They picked up and delivered, and this was all on Friday, and Ed was, I believe, not in the shop that day, the owner, so this was all his staff. This is his employees. They just jumped right on it when I called. They took care of it. Ed calls me this morning, Monday morning, hey, Clint, I want to apologize for that. Did everything get taken care of okay? We're really sorry about that. And, man, you talk about how bad could that have gone versus how good did that become? So he has a situation where they screwed up, right? They accidentally did something to ding my radiator and didn't know they had done it. And, a less reputable shop, they could have said, oh, that wasn't us, or, oh, this is going to be another repair, and, oh, now you're going to have to get a radiator. And what could I have done? Because I couldn't have proven that it was them. I didn't know they even took the radiator off to get to the motor mounts. I know nothing about this, but they owned it. They got on it. They took care of it. And this wasn't just from the owner. This is the staff. The staff knew that when there's a problem with a longtime customer or any customer, we just have to fix it and take care of it. So, Ed, I hope you're listening today. Big props to you. A+1 Transmission in Ingram, great job. A+ on your customer service. So think about the lifetime customer value of someone who's getting, I don't drive brand new cars. I'm too financially nerdy to take that loss of driving a new car off the lot. So I buy well taken care of used cars, and I drive them through a lot of miles. And so consequently, I generally don't have car payments, but I budget quite a bit of money for car repairs. And so I have probably a pretty high lifetime value as a car repair customer. So that's just another story. He's going to keep me for a long time. He might have lost a couple $100. On Friday, taking care of that for me before the weekend. But how much is he going to gain from thousands and thousands of dollars over the lifetime of repairing all my cars. So it matters. Think of the lifetime customer value. Another person chimed in on our Facebook page about Newmart in Ingram. This is a gas station. I've heard several people tell me the same things. It's not the prettiest gas station to look at in the world, but they just have really, really good people. Okay, when you think about a gas station, they all have gas, they all have lottery tickets, they all have pretty similar products. It's kind of hard to differentiate yourself as a gas station. And there's some really pretty, really nice brand new gas stations around the area. But I know people that they just go only to that Newmart in Ingram anytime they need gas because the employees know their names. They treat them very friendly, and they're going to go back to that gas station. And so, how much does it cost to try to win customers over by having the nicest multi-million-dollar gas station facility versus how much does it cost to pay an employee well and teach them to greet people, to get to know their habits, to ask them, if they can get service. They're just not used to that. And in places like gas stations and other places where if you're not expecting service and you get service, wow, that's going to win you over. That's going to win you over for life. So Newmart and Ingram, A+, shout out for you on your great customer service. Amazon got several comments. They make returns so easy. That got a lot of comments on my Facebook page, and we've experienced that ourselves. We're Amazon Prime members, and man, when there's a mistake, they make it right, and they make it right plus some. Zappos.com, same thing. I got a negative story from Clark's Shoes. So my friend Judith, she says her shoes literally disintegrated while she was wearing them, and they have a stated guarantee. And so she paid shipping and mailed them with the paperwork and the case number. And then after no explanation, got them returned with just a 10% coupon, no word of explanation, no fix on the shoes. And then trying to claim that was just normal wear and tear and to have a nice day. Well, and how much do you think that shoes would have cost them to just fix that pair of shoes or send her a new pair? But now what's happening to Clark's Shoes? All over the Facebook page, people are reading about that bad experience. Right now, everyone listening in by radio, podcast, they're hearing about Clark's Shoes and just a bad experience that Judith got. And that's what I want to share with you guys is the stakes have never, ever, ever been higher. You have to get customer service right in today's day and age because everything has a chance of virality. Now, in the old days, it was like, the old saying goes, never make an enemy with someone who prints, who buys ink by the barrel. That's don't make enemies with a local newspaper guy, or don't make enemies with the writer. That's how it used to be. But today's day and age, anyone with the computer, anyone with the cell phone has a barrel full of ink. They do. And it can prosper you, or it can cut your legs out from under you as a business owner. And so you've got to make sure that those stories that are going out across Facebook land and Twitter land and all over the internet, you've got to make sure that they are stories that are praising your customer service. And even if you do something that loses you money, that's just over the top ridiculous, here's one. Look for an act of kindness to do as a business owner. How many things have you seen go viral on the internet of, just a manager at a restaurant saw somebody struggling with a kid that was maybe had a mental illness or something, and maybe there was a rude word said by another patron, and then a nice manager came by and completely comped their meal, shared a nice note, just something that was a touching thing. Maybe it cost them $20 and a little bit of time and effort, and then the next thing you know, someone's sharing that picture of that note on the internet and praising that restaurant publicly, and it gets 100,000 people to hear that story. And that 100,000 people, 10% of them come in. You get 10,000 new fans, 10,000 new customers from that $20 and that little bit of time and caring. That is what today's world is. Every little thing you do to make something right can be amplified, and you cannot buy advertising like that. It's absolutely impossible to buy the kind of advertising that a positive viral type of story, and that's not, it doesn't have to be a national viral. Just getting the word out around your small town community in a positive way on social media is viral for your small business. So this is very important. And in the same token, if you get a damaging thing out there, it can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. If you weren't willing to just do that, that $10 thing to make something right, or to go over the top to make someone happy, then if you get a detractor out there, it can really hurt you. And I don't want to just talk about this theoretically. We're gonna get to, after the break, we're gonna talk about how can you know quantitatively how good you're doing with customer service. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna teach you about what's called the Net Promoter Score. So we'll get into that after the break. But first, let's tell just maybe another story or two. One that I always think back to is when I first moved to Kerrville. I worked for a company called Falcon Insurance Agency. And I started selling aviation insurance during the downturn in the economy in 2008, when aviation was under pressure, flight departments were being closed. All these aviation insurance agents thought the sky was falling and that aviation was going to be done for because of the great recession that was happening. And here I was, this fresh, wet behind the ears insurance agent, and all I had to go was up because I had no starting point but zero. And so I started working on trying to land accounts back when everybody was just on lockdown. They weren't thinking about growing their business. They were just thinking about surviving this train wreck that was happening in the economy. And I started picking up big account after big account after big account during the worst recession in aviation. And people were always like, how are you doing this? And it was service. I'm telling you, it was service. And at the point where people's insurance were needing their insurance agents the most, they needed to be working hard to try to keep them in business. When flight departments were vulnerable and aviation businesses were vulnerable, their insurance agents needed to be giving the top-notch service. But I think instead they were burying their heads in the sand. They were scared. They were locking up. I was coming in and finding opportunity after opportunity to give good service, and that's what helped me pick up big account after big account after big account and sell millions of dollars of new business during the worst economic recession in modern history. So good service will drive sales. Finding someone that's not giving good service gives you an opportunity to pick up business from your competitors. So find where people aren't giving service. You give that service. You're going to get that business. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back here on Business Builder Radio.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Bernie Sanders accusing Hillary Clinton of mischaracterizing his stand on the federal government's 2008 bailout of the auto industry. President Obama rejecting criticism from those on the left and the right who say his administration hasn't done enough to prevent another financial meltdown. The mayor of Ferguson, Missouri, says the Department of Justice has assured city leaders that its plan to revamp the city's embattled police and court practices will not create an unmanageable financial burden. Hundreds of law enforcement officers gathering in Massachusetts for the funeral of a Virginia police officer. She was killed on her first day on the job. On Wall Street, the Dow is up about 46 points, while the Nasdaq is down 19. The S&P is off 1 point. More details at srnnews.com.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-423-4557. That's 1-800-423-4557. 1-800-423-4557. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop. You save. Get full details.
Hello and welcome back to Business Builder Radio. We're talking about your life and your business, getting the most out of both. I'm your host, Clint Fiore. Today's topic is customer service. It drives repeat business. It drives referral business, and there's nothing better than a referral to your business from a satisfied customer. And we're talking about customer service stories and how to quantify how you're doing as a business owner with your customer service. And let's get into some meat and potatoes here for a moment. There is a formula you need to know about. And if you don't know what your net promoter score is for your business, whip out your pen and paper, and we are going to learn something today. The net promoter score is one of the most widely respected indicators of how is your customer service doing for your particular business. Now, as you go through the marketing process, the sales process, the closing the deal process, the asking for referrals process from your satisfied customers, you need to have some point in your life cycle, of your customer life cycle, where you are actually getting feedback. You have to ask for feedback from your customers. Ask for feedback from all your customers, your happy ones, your indifferent ones, your sad ones. Feedback is your friend. Feedback helps you make tactical decisions on how you can improve your business. More information is your friend. Now, I am a certified value builder. That means I can help people that are wanting to maximize the value of their business, whether they're wanting to keep their business forever, or maybe they're going to sell their business in a couple years and they want to make sure that their business is firing on all cylinders and maximize before they bring it to the market. So it's kind of like the staging a home for sale or improving the curb appeal of the house. There's all kinds of things you can do to spruce up the curb appeal of your business and make it more valuable now as an owner that's just happily owning your business, and then more valuable when you're ready to present your business to an acquirer. So one of the things I do with my value builder clients is we work on getting a net promoter score for your business, because savvy buyers today want to know this number, and you should know this number for your business. Now, have you ever had a time where you're dealing with a sophisticated company and they asked you a question, and on that question they said, on a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, how likely is it that you would refer our business to a friend or colleague? So sometimes you'll get a survey, and that question is usually the top question asked in survey. And really that is the most important question to determine how you're doing on customer service, is the likelihood that someone would refer a friend or a colleague. That's different than, would you buy from us again? Are you satisfied? That's different. Whether someone's willing to refer a friend, family member, or colleague, that speaks at a higher level than just, would I come back? You're only going to refer someone if you are really on board as a promoter of this company. And so the way the inventors of the Net Promoter Score, the metric they came up with, which has been widely accepted, is that anyone that answers 9 or 10, when on a 0 to 10 scale, how likely are you to refer a friend or colleague to our company? If you get a 9 or a 10, that is a promoter. That is someone who is actually going to promote you to a friend or colleague. That is what you want. You want as many 9s or 10s as possible. They've also determined that a 7 or 8 is neutral. Okay, a 7 or 8 means they were satisfied, but not enough to really promote you. So they're just kind of being polite, saying, yeah, you did okay. Someone that answers 7 or 8, that's what they're saying, is, I'm okay. I was satisfied, but I'm probably not going to refer you to anyone. And you know what? I'm actually open to your competitors. That's what a 7 or 8 says. So they'll probably come back, but if someone comes along with a better deal or better offer, better service, that they can give them a 9 or 10 experience, they'll switch over to your competitor. So 7 or 8 is not bad, it's not good, it's just kind of neutral. But you want them to be 9 or 10s. Anyone that answers 0 to 6 is a detractor. So 0 to 6 is not only did you not make them happy, but they're actually likely to share their bad experience with others. And if you want to know what your Net Promoter Score is, you have to ask this question somewhere along your process. And I like to just create a bottleneck in your process where every time something happens, whether that's usually right after the deal is done, you send out a follow-up email. So whoever's your service person or admin person or you as the owner, you just have to create a system to where you're asking that question every time to all your customers, and you're going to get a percentage of them that will reply. And then you're going to track your score. And here's how you get your score. Okay, Net Promoter Score, if you write down this formula, equals your promoters minus your detractors. So everyone that was a 9 or 10 is a promoter, and everyone that is a 0 through 6 is a detractor. 7s and 8s, just don't count them. They're just neutral. Okay, so if you had 100 people answer your survey, and you had 20 people that were a 9 or 10 out of that 100, and you had, let's say 10 people that were a 0 through 6 out of that 100, and you had 70 people that were 7s and 8s, that would give you 20. You could just ignore the 70, the 20 minus 10, and you have a Net Promoter Score of 50%. So that's the score. It's the promoters minus your detractors equals your Net Promoter Score, and you just take that number and divide it into how many total responses you got, and that's going to be your score. Now, the average company only has a Net Promoter Score of about 15%. 10 to 15% is the national average, and guys, that is not very good. If you have under 10% Net Promoter Score, or 0 or negative Net Promoter Score, your company is going out of business. Your company is not built to last. It is not built to sell. You are not going to have a company that is valuable for very long, and you're going to enter into a downward spiral. If you have 15% or so Net Promoter, then you're doing okay, but you have to keep getting new people in the door because not very many of them are referring you. If you can score 50% or higher on your Net Promoter Score, you are in the world-class zone. And if you look at a company that is scoring 50% versus one that is scoring 15%, the average, the one that scores 50% grows 4 times faster. So you want to talk about how do I grow my business? Most people think about marketing and sales, don't they? You think, I want to grow my business. I need to advertise. I need to market. Maybe. But what if you're at a 15 on Net Promoter and you could do some customer service improvement and get you up to a 50? Your business would literally grow 4 times faster without spending an additional penny on marketing. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like to know what your Net Promoter Score is? If you need help with that, reach out to me. I can help you. My email is Clint, CLINT, at TexasBusinessBuyers.com. If you want me to get you set up I have actually a back-end system where I can generate a custom survey for you. I can generate a spot in your sales process where people will take this survey. This is just part of the thing I do for all my valuable clients, is I set up a system to track your Net Promoter Score. I've got all the technology to do it, and that is just included for everyone I work with and on my consulting clients. So reach out to me. I'll get you set up with your own Net Promoter Score. We will figure out what your number is. We will figure out how to improve that number, and we can get your business growing 4 times faster. We can get your business very, very more valuable by improving that score. And not only that, companies that have a higher Net Promoter Score get higher offers when they go to sell their business. Acquirers see that, and they know that metric. They know how much it matters, and they can gauge the future success of your company so much better if they know your Net Promoter Score. And if you can prove, I have been tracking this number, we've consistently been above the industry average, you're going to get a higher offer for that company. So that little investment in setting up that system is going to return itself in spades and tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars of additional value of your business when you go to sell it. We'll be back here on Business Builder Radio. Thanks for being with me.
Dr. Doppler with your First Alert forecast. Cloudy skies across the hill country today, a 50% chance of light to moderate rain showers, maybe a rumble of thunder out there during the day. I think our best chance of storms, though, will come on Tuesday, and that's when I expect severe weather, Tuesday night in particular, so we'll watch for that. Even an isolated stray severe thunderstorm not out of the question by tonight. I'll keep an eye on the weather situation. Active weather expected through at least Wednesday and Thursday.
Getting ready to sell your business? You've worked hard to make a name and reputation for your business, but it's time to retire. Let Texas Business Buyers find your ideal business buyer to continue your legacy and help you receive the reward you deserve for your life's work as an entrepreneur. Whether you're looking for a business to buy, sell a business, or you just want to know what your business is really worth today, talk to the experts at Texas Business Buyers. Visit TexasBusinessBuyers.com or call 210-774-6800. That's 210-774-6800.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Clint Fiore, your host of Business Builder Radio. I love that intro music. It gets me jacked up every time I come in here. So happy to be with you. I love guitar that moves faster than my mind can think because it melts my brain. So doesn't have anything to do with business, but I'm a rocker. I'm a nerd on the outside, rocker on the inside. Let's see. We were talking about Net Promoter Score. I digress. We were talking about customer service this week and how you can increase your customer service. And increasing your customer service, it's not just a cost. It's not just a thing you have to do. It is an essential driver of profitability, of growth, and of business value. The most valuable customers on the planet have the highest Net Promoter Scores. They have the highest customer service metrics. So when I talked about world class, if you look at the companies that are very, very top of their industry, the Googles, the Marriott, the Amazon, the Zappos shoes, all these companies, they track customer service relentlessly. They all score, all those ones I just mentioned, score 50% or higher on Net Promoter Score. That speaks volumes. When you see what the big dogs are doing, that they're willing to invest tons of money and tons of time into studying and empowering their employees to give good customer service experience, they know that their big profitable companies are going to become bigger, more profitable, and increase their bottom line because of that customer service experience. Take that to heart as a small business owner. That is a clue. That success leaves clues. Big companies care about customer service, and you should too. Customer service to a small business, I believe, is even more important than to the big dogs. Because if you don't have it, you can't come back. You can't come back in a small town. I live in Kerrville, Texas. And around here, word of mouth is everything. And if you don't have that word of mouth momentum, if you don't have that word of mouth, people bragging on you about the experience they have, man, you need 10 times the amount of people bragging on you as you need talking bad about you, because guess which one spreads further? It's the negative one that people want to share more. And so you've got to try to reduce the amount of negative ones. You're always going to have negative. If you're just doing something in this world, if you're doing something in this life, you're going to have detractors. You're going to have people that you can bend over backwards for, and they're just going to be unhappy. There's unhappy people out there, okay? But if you are consistent, you empower your employees to create positive experiences, then you're going to have a whole lot more people talking good about you behind your back, and it's going to drive your business value and your profitability and all the good things you want out of your business. So just really quick, social media is a great tool. We talked about this a little bit last week on the technology show. I just want to reemphasize that social media is such a great way to drive customer service in today's world. I was asking on my Facebook page for good customer service stories, and I saw several that involved Facebook or Twitter. And as a small business owner, you have to realize these are free tools. So this is a way you can compete head-to-head with the biggest companies in the world. You can listen. So people do these things called hashtags. And you can listen on Twitter. You can listen on Facebook. You can search for people talking about your business. And you should be. You should have Google telling you anytime there's a news story that mentions your company. You should have a Google alert set up for that. So Google that, how to set up a Google alert for your business, and do that. You should have a Twitter account, even if you're not tweeting, even if you're not a big tweeter. Get a Twitter account and listen. Twitter is amazing for listening. You will hear people talking about you and talking about your business on Twitter. It is a great chance to form a page called your company name with your company logo right on it that's official, the most official sounding Twitter address you can. And when people say something, good or bad, comment back at them. Even if you're not tweeting just to the general public, just to go right at people and make it a chance to bless people, wow people, love on people at scale. That is something that we have not had the opportunity to do in the past as small business owners that social media is allowing us to do. It's allowing us to listen to people talking about us. So imagine if, back in the 1800s when there was all this gossip going around, you just have to hope you're around that conversation to know what people are really talking about. But people are going to, when they see you coming, they're not going to have that conversation anymore. You're not going to be able to listen in on that private conversation. The creepiness of social media is we get to hear everyone's conversation about everything, including our own businesses. And if you're not listening, you could be missing huge opportunities. One of the stories on my Facebook page when I was asking for it is my friend Stephen Robbins. He was at Maggiano's Italian Eatery, and he just posted a picture of him and hashtagged it at Maggiano's on a date. And the Maggiano's corporate account was listening, and they commented back just something. He actually screenshotted it and posted it on my Facebook page, and it just says, "Hey, at Stephen Robbins, hello you two, enjoy your visit." That's all it said, but it made his day so much that months later, when I was asking for customer service stories, he was mentioning, "Man, Maggiano's tweeted at me," and your business can be a celebrity on the internet. Just your official business page matters to people. And when you're directly replying to comments on your Facebook page, so don't just post on Facebook. Let people comment. Reply to comments. Replying to comments is so powerful. If the companies that are good on Facebook, they are engaging with people. They're putting stuff out there, and when people voice a complaint, they don't just delete the comment. They try to explain it. They try to make it right on the page, and people will upvote those things, and thousands of people will see your responses. How much time and money do you think it took Maggiano's to just say, at Stephen Robbins, enjoy your visit? It probably took someone 2 seconds. But here we have somebody months later sharing a screenshot. They saved it on their phone. Wow, look at this. They tweeted right at me. As it doesn't cost any money to do that. It's so easy to do that. Use social media to listen. Use social media to bless people and listen at scale. And you can that is such a powerful customer service tool. And it's free, and it's cheap, and it's easy. So don't just think of social media as a way to promote or advertise. Think about it as a way to interact, to bless people, to listen to people, and to show people that you're listening. And once you do that, you will get fans and friends for life. We have a little bit more time left here on the show. I want to talk about some businesses that are for sale. Okay, we have here at Texas Business Buyers several local businesses in the Texas Hill Country that are for sale. One of them, I'm going to pull it up on my website. If you go to texasbusinessbuyers.com and then you go to buy, and there's a drop down that says listings. There's some current listings. We have a profitable moving and storage company for sale around the Hill Country that the owner is ready to retire. He has a wife that is having some health issues, and he needs to sell his moving company. He's got several trucks. He has a phone that's ringing off the hook with people that need help moving. There's tons of people moving to the Hill Country. I'm sure you're aware of that. A lot of people with a lot of money moving into Kerrville, Fredericksburg, and the surrounding areas. And this company comes with trucks. It comes with a website. It comes with a phone number that's ringing off the hook. The owner's making, $400 to $1,000 a work day, just running a small crew. The crew wants to stay on. You're looking at revenues of about $200,000, and he makes a profit of about $70,000 on those revenues. So, nice profit. You control your own schedule. You control who you're going to do business and how you're going to do business. And trucks come with it and everything. He's asking $100,000 for that business. It has, at least $30,000 or $40,000 of hard assets, and then it's got a really strong income stream. He's willing to finance some of that. Let me know if you're interested in a small moving company, or if you know somebody. Maybe somebody's got a teenager or a few teenagers that want to run this thing, and you want an opportunity to give them a business that they can experience a real business with hard work involved, with customer service involved, with sales involved, all the moving pieces, and you want something that's profitable, low risk, and has the assets of the truck to back it up, so you're not totally just paying for the phone number and website. This is a great opportunity. It's kind of a starter business. It's someone that wants to get into the small business world. And the moving company is something totally scalable. So you can always hire more people, more trucks, grow into other communities. There's a lot to upside there. I also have a plumbing company for sale. Now, I have a fantastic plumbing company for sale. I'm going to pull up the numbers on it, and it's going to blow your mind. This plumbing company has very little overhead. They have really established employees that work really hard. But we're talking, let me look at the numbers here. It's been around for decades. An asking price of a little over $500,000, $532,000. The gross income is $655,000 in 2015, but the cash flow, the earnings are over $250,000, right about $280,000 a year. So, man, look at that cash flow versus that asking price. Less than 2 years. If you were to put all the cash flow towards the asking price, you could pay this thing off. And it is growing. It's growing at 20 to 30% every year for the last couple years. And that's what you want. You want to see a growing company with high margins in a sector like a service economy sector like these movings and plumbing companies. That, a tech company can't come in and put a plumbing company out of business, can they? These companies aren't going anywhere. These pest control companies, these service companies, they are cash cows. They are profitable. I have a fantastic plumbing company. Whether you own a plumbing company and want to pick up that market share, give me a call. Or whether or not you want to break into the industry, there is a master plumber on staff. The licenses are all there, so you don't necessarily have to be a plumber to own this plumbing company. So call me and talk to me about it. My number is 210-774-6800. That's 210-774-6800, or you can email me. My email is Clint, C-L-I-N-T, at TexasBusinessBuyers.com, and our website, of course, TexasBusinessBuyers.com. So check those out. I also am needing some businesses. So if you know of anyone looking to sell their business, I have more buyers than I have sellers right now. I just received a full price offer on a service station around the area, a service station and tire store, and I had about 10 people wanting to buy it. So I have all these qualified cash in hand buyers that wanted to buy a tire and service station in the area, and only one could end up buying it, unfortunately. So we're selling it to one, but we have 9 or 10 others that have cash in hand that are ready to buy a tire and service station. If you have one and you're thinking about selling, man, it's a great time. Great time to sell. Same thing, I just sold an insurance company in San Angelo, Texas, and I have insurance company buyers ready to pay top dollar for your book of business on an insurance company. I also am looking for businesses just in general in the Fredericksburg, Texas area. There are just not enough inventory out there, and I have lots of wealthy buyers that want to move and relocate to Fredericksburg. We have them in our database ready to make you top dollar offers on your Fredericksburg area business. If any of those apply to you, or any other type of business that you just want to talk to us about and say, hey, Clint, I don't even know if I want to sell. I just kind of want to know, test the waters. What do you think this is worth right now? We can help you with that. We value businesses. We can determine what the real cash flow of your businesses are. It's not just what the tax return says, right? Because your tax return, you're always trying to prove you don't make any money, so you don't have to pay as much taxes. But we will kind of forensically look at your business. We will find out the true benefit of owning it, the whole lifestyle benefits and everything that goes along with it, and we will put a dollar amount on that discretionary earnings, and we will put a value that is the top defendable value for your business, and we will get you that money for it. So if we can help you, let me know. That's all I have time for today. Visit our website. Give us a call. We're so glad you listened to us here on Business Builder Radio. I am Clint Fiore, your host.